Let's start with a dot and a circle. This dot and a circle is you. Let that sink in for a second. So all these other circles without dots, they're like pea zombies. They're what seems to be others, right? Say one of those circles is with a dot, and that dotted circle is you. You move to another circle, then another circle, then another circle, then another one, and right back where you began. Really fast. Like, at the impetus of every decision, before you even see the action take place. Like, the decision to move your arm forwards, before you even see your arm moving forwards, that is how fast the dot moves between places, faster than any human measurement system can currently record. Hypothetically, say there's just one dot, that would be solipsistic. There could be two dots, or even more. And this is where it might get interesting if it's not already. There's, say, 5 vessels in a hypothetical, and 3 of them are empty. And of those 5 vessels, 2 of them have dots, and those 2 dots move around between those 5 vessels, these 5 circles. And they go between each other, they end up right back where they began. So, say each of these decisions are shared between multiple souls, yet these souls don't seem to be what they appear to be. Like, they don't actually connotate a single body connected to one soul at all points. Like, you could be seeing the crossplay of multiple souls in one body, perhaps. So, say there's 7 of these dots, 7 of these souls. It's getting rather dualist, but let's say, we're panpsychists. It's just like one of the particles of the universe that's just been there. It's the consciousness particle, right? There's 7 consciousness particles, and it's moving around all of these circles, and that's what we know as everyone. When we refer to everyone, every conscious individual that may receive this signal consciously, that is everyone, right? So, say everyone has a vessel. Everyone has a vessel. This would be a normal philosophy of what a person is, right? They just stay in one place. They just do all these actions, and they don't move between each other. This could be the case. We've never observed, without a shadow of a doubt, a soul staying in one place with any recorded measurement system. We've never seen a soul move from place to place either. This is all completely based on vibes, but what I have is a subjective confirmation that I've heard others say that they're conscious, and I can confirm that I'm conscious, so I choose to believe that other people are conscious and that they are not pea zombies. But some people subscribe to solipsism, where there's nothing but them. Completely the opposite of this. If there's nothing, but this one person. There's only P-zombies except for one person, and this person would be you, right? So, say I'm like hypothetically a P-zombie that's just randomly generated this YouTube video, like say I'm like AI generated or something, like an AI that perfectly replicated what it's like to experience another human being, right? So say all these empty vessels are happening, right? And this circle is just staying in the same dot. That would be that scenario, right? But say this dot is moving between the circles, between possibly infinite circles, and there's possibly an equal amount of circles to dots. There could be a greater amount of circles to dots. So you move between all of them, or you stay in one place. Sometimes they shift between each other. Infinite things could happen. Like all of these circles could share all of their decisions 1/7 between each like dot. So they could shift between infinitely fast. It could even happen if there's an equal amount of dots to circles. So say they're all ping-ponging, ping-pong, 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 completely instantaneously. Before we even have the ability to record all of these things. So it's like theoretically impossible to observe, impossible to falsify, so impossible to take on anything other than vibes, but that's just philosophy for you sometimes. So where it might get interesting if it's not already, there could be more circles than dots, and that would mean a lot of Hylics, a lot of P-zombies in the world, like materialists, that kind of thing, people that aren't pursuing things for their own sake, but for like pursuits such as sensation or, well, money, you know? Yeah, literally just attaining power, like just power and power and power and power, like willing to suffer the consequences of power just for the sake of having power. That could be the materialists, right? And then the P-zombies. But let's say there's possibly more souls than bodies. More of these consciousness particles than vessel particles, right? We're still kind of in this little blurred, like, panpsychist dualism thing. That's just part of the commitment here. If you're not jiving with that, then you can find somebody else, I guess. They might be right. So, say there's like all of these dots and just 3 circles, right? This dot has awareness. This circle has memory. The circle, let's picture an enchanted book. You open the book and you have the ability to understand all of its contents instantaneously. Though, the moment you close the book, you forget everything that is in the book. So if you open it, you can read, like Rain Man, all of its pages, every single bit of knowledge inside of it. But if you close it, all of that's gone. Now, say the ego, or the soul, or the superego, could be all kinds of phrases. Honestly, it's whatever works. you go up to this enchanted book and say you are, let's posit that you are born into the universe, popped into existence with only the knowledge required to open the book and understand its contents, and close the book and forget its contents. That would be the dot, right? You have no memory, no ability to form memory, but you have awareness. So, say you go from there to a vessel. You open the enchanted book, and then you have all its contents. You have this awareness, you have this memory, you have what many constitute to be conscious experience. Consciousness and a vessel for enacting experience. So, consciousness enacted upon space. So, say there's 8 dots in one circle, right? 8 consciousness particles, 1 vessel particle. This one dot goes into the circle, goes out, another one goes in. Say in the process, there's a different emotion each time felt by the vessel and the dot in tandem, but there's a semantic acknowledgement of that emotion having happened each time. So like say that dot goes into the circle, it scribes into the enchanted book's pages and then leaves, right? So there's this dot, goes into the other one. Same dot as before, by the way. I like attention to detail. So there's a semantic acknowledgement of that previous emotion, but zero comprehension of that previous emotion, because you have to feel that emotion to truly understand its totality. So that would require the current dot moving out and the other dot moving back in, though that would equally have zero comprehension of the emotion prior. So that's a possible explanation for emotion theory. Not guaranteed the possibilities. So essentially, dot writes in the continuity, and circle has subjective continuity. So circle has its own concept of, well, it's got this book. It's this book. It's got this sequence of events, and that is the canon. As far as I'm concerned, it's like you pop into existence, and it's the first book that you read. You know, like imagine just popping into existence. Like one book is your entire concept of reality. Essentially what it's like in this theory to go from the dot to a circle. Okay? So, what's the objective continuity? I can only guess, but there's gettier cases. I could guess correctly. So, I'm going to pose a hypothetical. Say all this happened really fast into the universe. It's a really big bangs. And then what happens next is what I'll call snake eyes. Like, snake eyes is when the last cycle repeats with a dot stuck in one circle, replaying its inputs from the last cycle. So the inputs could be from multiple dots, could be from a single dot, could be like a free will determinism in a sense. Like the free will happened in the last cycle of the universe, and the determinism happens in the hypothetical current cycle of the universe. So in this hypothetical, you could have decided everything as everybody beforehand and then entered into a single vessel repeating exactly what happened prior, though you could be sharing multiple inputs from multiple awarenesses, so multiple awareness particles, right? But when this vessel dies, then the dot might enter another circle. This would be a reincarnation scenario, right? Though it does not happen to require death per se. It could be that the moment that a vessel is guaranteed to die, that the dot moves out into the nearest empty vessel, and the nearest empty vessel is used with its own subjective continuity, right? It's like a reincarnation theory, but without requiring rebirth. Like, you don't need to be reborn for it. Could just, like, enter somebody that's already born and then go on from there like it's just Tuesday, you know? You could just go on like that. Right as the moment where it's guaranteed, determined that an action will have guaranteed the death of a vessel, painfully, just prior to the pain, the circle ejects the dot and the dot moves to another circle. That could be possibly true. Again, source vibes. This is all essentially as verifiable as last Thursdayism. Though, possibly, the dot might remain a memoryless awareness with no input or senses until the next cycle of the universe. Or the cycle ends and the universe just stays as this memoryless abyss with nothing. Again, there's no way to know for sure with anything, so you kind of just gotta take a gamble and stick with it. You know, either you're hearing somebody else that took a gamble and you're taking it for granted, or you're hearing yourself taking that gamble. So that's just the way it is sometimes. But one possibility is you go from this dot to a vessel that stays infinitely forever. Say it's like a place or something like heaven or hell or limbo, Elysium, like all of these different places, right? Could enter Empyrean, all kinds of places, right? Say you go from there, or anywhere in between. Like, and anywhere between could be like you go to one place that's like temporarily bad, then you go to places that are infinitely good. Like, that wouldn't be as good as just going to the infinitely good place, you know? And then there's infinitely neutral, which is like, you know, really hard to comprehend in its own right. But honestly, all of them are equally hard to comprehend, frankly. But that's just neither here nor there. So you could move, or you could stay put, though, as memorylessness, this memoryless awareness that's just floating in abyss. That could just be the case. And there's seemingly no way to be sure what's currently happening. So basically, me and like a Harvard doctor, a Harvard professor, are basically of equal weight. possibly the same person even. And there's no way to be sure of that. There's no way to guarantee that they're right or I'm right. You just gotta take it on vibes. So, frankly, my source is just vibes. And if you enjoyed, then leave a like, comment, subscribe. Just engage. Ring the bell. Actually, ring the bell. That'd be awesome. Let me know if you're interested in more esoteric rambling. I did this as like a slideshow animation kind of thing, like PowerPoint. Like, got all these 2-frame things. It's kind of crazy that I did that. It seriously took me like hours, genuinely hours. Surprised I got all this in one take. Yeah, this is like the 3rd take too. Anyways, bye.